Number 6. The mystery of green eyes. Green eyes are rare. Only about 2% of the population has them, which automatically makes them fascinating. But rarity alone doesn't explain it. Green eyes carry something otherworldly, like they belong to someone who knows secrets that you don't. Across history, green eyes have been tied to mystery, magic, and a touch of danger. Experts describe this as the scarcity effect. When something is uncommon, our brains automatically assign it a higher value. Green-eyed people benefit from this psychological quirk every single day. They become memorable in a way that's nearly impossible to fake. Because green eyes are so rare and often linked with mystery, people approach them with heightened curiosity. That expectation can shape interactions, where green-eyed individuals lean into unpredictability, keeping others guessing, which only fuels the intrigue. This is the toxic situationship energy that everyone knows they should avoid but can't resist. The perception of risk around green eyes makes encounters feel more exciting. The rarity plus the edge of danger creates a chemistry people find hard to walk away from, even when they know it might not end well. Every glance hints at trouble, and that's exactly what makes them unforgettable. Number 5. The chameleon effect of hazel eyes. Hazel eyes are the true shapeshifters of the eye color world. They change depending on the light, the outfit, and the mood. Sometimes they look brown, sometimes green, and sometimes gold. This constant shifting creates a fascinating psychological effect. People with hazel eyes seem to hold multiple personalities, and each one is intriguing. This creates what's called the ambiguity advantage. Our brains are wired to pay closer attention to things that aren't fixed or predictable, and hazel eyes fall perfectly into that category. Because they appear different from one moment to the next, people often find themselves staring longer, trying to make sense of the subtle changes. That extra attention naturally makes hazel eyes more memorable. In social and romantic settings, this shifting quality can work like a built-in magnet. Hazel eyes seem to promise there's more to discover, which sparks curiosity, one of the strongest drivers of attraction. Even a casual glance can feel more dynamic, like it carries a hidden depth. The power of hazel eyes isn't about changing who you are, it's about how the color itself keeps people engaged. Every shift in shade feels like a new detail being revealed, and that mystery is what keeps people coming back for more. Number 4. The piercing gaze of gray eyes. Gray eyes are the rarest of all, and they carry an intensity that's impossible to overlook. There's something almost supernatural about them. They look like storm clouds, like winter mornings, like something that belongs in a fantasy novel rather than everyday life. People with gray eyes often report that others find their gaze piercing or intimidating. Gray is associated with neutrality, mystery, and emotional control. When someone has gray eyes, we unconsciously perceive them as composed, unreadable, and slightly intimidating. It's the psychological equivalent of wearing all black, and it signals that this person operates by different rules than everyone else. Since gray eyes are perceived as intense and unreadable, people often describe their gaze as more powerful than words. Even small moments of eye contact can feel magnified, creating the impression of restraint and control, qualities that make attention from gray eyes feel like a prize. The appeal here is the challenge. Because gray eyes are read as distant and controlled, attention from them feels earned. That sense of exclusivity is what makes them fascinating. The harder it is to reach, the more valuable it feels. It's an ice-cold pull in the most literal sense. Beautiful, powerful, and just dangerous enough to make you want to get closer. That's the kind of danger people chase, even when they know better.